Hi everyone, Christina here. So I'm continuing on with the point that I've shared in the last few recordings, which is this experience that I've been having in relation to another person. Quite a negative experience, and how I'm just working with the point. So another aspect that opened up for me the other day in working with this experience and some writing was I had another reaction towards this person in my environment, and so I did some writing and some forgiveness with it that evening. And what opened up was this point within me of where I basically this person had made a decision to do something, and it had a negative consequence on their physical body. And within me, I almost was like thinking that this person deserved it because they made a irresponsible choice and they neglected the consideration of what could happen if they did this thing. And from my perspective, the situation that they were in, it was clear that they probably shouldn't have made the decision that they did make, because the odds were good that they would have a consequence. And so the person had this physical reaction to something that they decided to do. And within me, I almost felt like, well, yeah, you deserve that because you were irresponsible. And it was like within me this point of like a punishment, like wanting this person to be punished for the decision that they made and the action that they took. And what I could see was that this punishment point, like that was the word, was you deserve your punishment. You were punished for what you did, and that's how you'll learn. And within me, I could see that I grew up with the understanding and the teaching of, if you do something wrong, you have to be punished, because that punishment is to show you that what you did was wrong and there's a consequence. So regardless of the actual physical consequences that we experience based on our actions, there's this additional layer of punishment where we have to impose something on someone else to teach them a lesson that what they did was wrong or bad. And so, yeah, so within me it was like I wanted this person to be punished, and I felt like the consequences they experienced was punishment. And I have the belief that if you do something wrong, you are punished for it. That's like a childhood belief that I have, because that's how I was raised. If you do something wrong, you should be punished, whether you're grounded or you get certain things taken away, or you can't, be on the phone or hang out with your friends, whatever. There's a punishment. And what was interesting when I was starting to look at this and seeing the word specifically punishment as an experience within me in relation to this person, is I've been watching some crime shows lately, some like crime documentaries, and I've been having some pretty strong reactions to the idea of people being imprisoned, even for murder. Honestly, like the idea of someone having to spend 20, 30, 40, 50 years in jail, that's like heartbreaking to me. Like I really feel so devastated by the idea of someone having to spend so much of their life in jail, because this is the only life that we have. And so maybe, murder is kind of an extreme example, but another vlog we'll talk about that. But just in general, the whole prison system I have a really hard time with, because I don't feel like it addresses the issues in terms of why people behave the way that they do. I don't believe people are born inherently evil. I don't believe that people are born with wanting to commit crimes or break the law or do harm unto other people. I believe that that is something that is shaped into us through our environment. And we don't live in such a pleasant world where people feel safe and secure and comfortable. It's a very much like survival, of the fittest. And so it's like this constant state of conflict and anxiety and stress. And we have the world that we have, and we have people that commit crimes. And again, that's a whole other vlog. We can go into that a little bit more. But so for me, my experience has been, especially recently, a lot of reactions towards the idea of people being imprisoned. And it's similar to this point of punishment. I feel like the punishment doesn't fit the crimes. I don't feel like people should have to sit in jail for years and years and years, even months, because of something that they did, because it doesn't really address why they did what they did. And so for me, what I could see actually in looking at my experience in relation to this other person and wanting them to be punished, it opened up this point that I was having in relation to something totally separate and that I didn't actually make a connection to until I started doing some self-forgiveness on it, and seeing that I have such a strong reaction to punishment and to how we currently address bad behavior or irresponsible behavior or neglectful behavior. So yeah, punishment, it's this word punishment, and I could see it on all levels in terms of how I punish myself. If I feel bloated, or like I've been snacking too much and eating a lot of sweets, I'll go into a mode of self-punishment where I'll say, you can't have this or this or that, and you have to do this and this and that, and that's what you have to do because you've been bad. So there's this level of self-punishment that I'm existing on within. And then there's these interpersonal points where punishment is manifesting in terms of, thinking other people deserve certain punishments for their behaviors, like this person that I've been speaking about. And then on the greater reality, the more existential picture, in this outer world system of ours, I have this reaction to punishment, how we currently punish people. It doesn't address actually what's going on. And it's like that, it's interesting actually, because now that I speak about it, I can see where I'm living this type of relationship within myself, where I do something and then I punish myself undeservingly. I punish myself with a sentence that doesn't fit the crime, and I'm not understanding why the behavior happened in the first place, which is the same point that I see and I have a hard time with on the world system level. I feel like people are going and being put in prison, and we're not at all understanding why people are behaving the way that they're behaving. So that's really interesting, because each level is showing me an aspect of how punishment is currently manifested in this world. Punishment is like it's like a word for consequence, but it's missing the understanding. It's missing how interconnected our actions are to what is created within our life and what we experience on physical levels, mental, emotional levels, all of it. There's like all these missing pieces in terms of why do we have the behavior that we have? Why do I go into binges of like eating snack foods and sweet foods? What am I doing within that? Instead of punishing myself and saying, oh, well, you were bad, that's bad behavior. You need to correct this behavior by not having this and this and that, and pushing yourself to do this and this and that. It's the same with the prison system, like, oh, you've done this, so you have to go serve this time. It's like not really understanding, well, what triggered the behavior in the first place? What circumstances created an ideal situation where that could be the play out? So it's pretty interesting, actually, this one person who, again, I can see a little bit more clearly, what I referenced in my last vlog was that this person is a gift, and showing me this more micro and macro dimensions of a point that exists within me, within and without. So yeah, just a little rant here. I just wanted to share that point and open up how I was starting to see myself in relation to punishment and who I am in relation to it, and who I am in relation to it within myself and within this world and with other people. So I will continue working with this point in this relationship with this person, as they are proving to reveal a lot about myself. Thanks, everyone.